Hi everybody, it's Linda. Welcome back to Tips for You. Well, in my 8th year anniversary video that I posted on November 8th, 2017, I asked my viewers to post questions for me in the comments area of that video for me to answer. Well, in this video, I will answer those questions. I want to thank all of you who posted questions for me. This was a lot of fun and I hope you enjoy this video. So I'm going to get that video up and I'm going to look at the questions below and I'm going to answer them for you guys, okay? It's going to be real fun for me. I wanted to let them accumulate for a while so that I would have enough for you to answer. Well, Alicia writes, would you ever consider doing a Draw My Life video? And yes, I would. I think that might be real fun. They were very popular a while back on YouTube. I never did one. Of course, she did suggest maybe 10 things we don't know about you. That would be fun because, you know, it's a lot to go through with drawing my entire life, you know. So I think I can pick out some of the great events of it and share it with you guys in a later video this year. I think that would be really fun. And Barbara, hi Barbara, she's a longtime subscriber. She asked me, she loves my exercise videos, and she was wondering what my daily workout schedule is. Well, that's a great question, Barbara, and you know how much I love exercise, and I always try to motivate you guys with exercise videos, you know, to keep you exercising. It's so healthy for you. I exercise every day. I don't necessarily go to the gym every day, but I have to stay active and I do something. So I will say that every day, with a few exceptions, I walk every day. And because I work sitting down most of the time, I have to take a break from sitting. So walking is wonderful for me. It's also a way for me to get out, to experience the nature, to reflect, to meditate, become mindful. And I tell you, I speed walk. I mean, I move. You can ask anybody in my family. They have my husband, who's 6'2", has trouble keeping up with me, and I'm only 5'4". Other than that, I try to go jogging 2 times a week, and I space it out. In the wintertime, if I'm lucky, I get out once a week because the weather hasn't been good, and I don't enjoy running in the cold weather. So other than the dead of winter, I will jog, and no more than about a half an hour. That's it. That's the line I draw because I just don't want the wear and tear. So about 3 miles, and that's my max. 3 times a week religiously, I go to the gym. There, I will do anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes of cardio. And I break that up between the Stairmaster, the stationary bike, the elliptical, and then I always cool down on the treadmill. I don't really run on the treadmill. I occasionally will do it, but I'm more of an outdoor runner. But I really enjoy going to the gym 3 times a week. That's enough for me where I'm motivated to go. I'm not overdoing it, but I get the benefits of staying in shape with my cardiovascular system. And I pretty much spend about 15 minutes on each one until I get to about 45-50 minutes. And then I head over to the weights. And I have to say, strength training is one of the most important things you can do for bone building, for helping yourself stay strong for any kind of fitness that you do or sport, for your posture. It's great. And you should be training right at the edge of exhaustion. So if you use too light weights, you're really not doing anything. It's too easy. And if you use too heavy weights, well, then you can injure yourself. And you're putting too much strain on your muscles. But if you find that spot where you're just pushing yourself so that you can cause stress on those muscles, and you cause them to get little tears and then repair, and that's how you build strength. I do all of the upper body machines. I do the lat pull down, I do the tricep extensions, I do the chest press, I do dumbbells for bicep curls and tricep extensions. What else do I do? Oh, I do the chest press this way. You know, they're limited there. I do like to work with my bands. I've shown you in some videos the toning that I've done for bands. It's wonderful for the bat wings. I will do those at least twice a week. I sometimes do them at the gym or at home. It depends. And the third thing I do, and I am religious about it now because I learned the hard way, is I spend some time stretching. And I always make a point to work that in with my ab work at the end before I go. And, you know, I do some calisthenics. I'm very regular. And that's what I do for my workout schedule. Okay, Precious Turquoise asked me, have I ever had a recti split? And how long did it take to heal it? And the answer is yes, I did. And I did a video showing that, and it's a very helpful video for people. And I had it. I developed it after my first pregnancy. So after my baby was born, I had a 3.5 finger maybe, I think. I don't even remember. Maybe it was 4-finger gap at very first, and then it was like a 3-finger gap. And I had that. I also had an umbilical hernia there where my belly button popped out during pregnancy, and it didn't really go back in all the way like it was. It kind of sticks out a tiny bit now even, but you know, you really don't notice it. And how long it took me to heal, well, I did the exercises that I show you in the video. I'll post the link below in case you're interested in looking at it. But I did those exercises religiously for about 6 to 8 weeks after the baby was born. And by the time I went for my 8th week visit to the doctor, my recti split was closed or within normal limits, which is 1.5 finger widths. So I did those exercises that were in the video, and I also refrained from doing any type of crunches or sit-ups or putting any extra strain on that abdominal area. And if you're not familiar with what a recti split is, or diastasis recti, it's when a separation occurs in your abdominal muscles and they spread apart, and there's actually soft tissue that you can feel if you push your hand in, and you know you're not completely sealed there, protecting your internal organs, and sometimes it can bulge through that area. Sometimes you can get hernias there. It's a weakened spot. Not everybody gets it. Pregnancy is a big cause of it. Also, weight gain can cause it. My husband has one, you know, from getting a belly. He's working on that. But you do have to lose your belly. If you have a belly, you do have to lose the weight in that area because, you know, the weight is putting pressure on that area too. So, and then when I had my second child, I worked at it again because it was open again, and again I closed it. So it is something that you can close and that you can deal with. Don't lose hope. If you're just realizing right now, listening to me, that you have one, you will definitely be able to make a difference if you do the exercises and work on it and don't strain it any more than it is already strained. So that's really important. Okay, and my next question comes from Gwen. And it is, what are some of the resources you've used in your life to attain so much information about a variety of topics? I have so many areas of interest that I am always interested in. A lot of self-help and science-related things, health, fitness. I'm always reading about it, and I'm always interested in it. When I stumble upon something that really interests me, then I'll go and I'll look into it and research it. And I usually take books out on it, so I go to the library. I love the library. I don't know, I've always loved the library. And I will go there and take out books, and I will read. I read magazines, the New England Journal of Medicine, and I try to stay current with what's going on by watching the news, reading magazines and periodicals. The internet is definitely a place. But yeah, I kind of just accumulate a lot of information from a lot of different places. And when I find something I really think my viewers would really be interested in too, because I found it fascinating, then I'll share it in a video. So I'm really glad you're enjoying my different topics. I'll have definitely more to come for you. Okay, so Bernadette asks, how old are your kids and what region of the United States do you live in? Okay, I have 2 kids. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter is 26 and my son is 23. And I live in the Northeast region of the United States. Okay, Chantal asks me, what do I do for a living? Where am I from? And do I stay in shape by eating well and going on walks? So my background is in accounting. I went to college for accounting. I am a CPA. I'm not practicing anymore publicly. I do my own family's tax work, and my husband for his business, and I also do stock trading. I maintain a portfolio of stocks and I trade those to make supplemental income, and I've learned a lot about the markets. A lot of it self-taught through reading. Just told you in that last question, I really dive in and will learn as much as I can about a subject. So I have the financial background from doing, accounting work and that kind of a thing. And so for me to understand how companies work and function, and then to decide whether or not I like to buy their stock and trade stocks, it's a fun thing for me. It's dynamic. It keeps me up to date with the economy and what's going on in the world, and I really enjoy that. I also maintained with my son an online business for about 10 years. We sold collectible trading cards, and that was a very successful business, and we just sold it a year ago because he was, graduating college, and he wanted to, go out now into the work world and do his thing. And I was not going to manage the business by myself. We started it together when he was very small. He was very interested in business at a very young age, and so like every doting mom, I encouraged it and taught him all about business, and he just ran with it and developed a fantastic business. So together, me being the financial advisory part of it and him being product side of it, we were a great team. And I also just, maintain my YouTube presence and my social media. That takes work and time, a lot of it. So I do that as well. And yes, I stay in shape by walking and by eating well. I have a really good, clean diet. I pretty much eat every day, all the food groups. I have low-fat dairy. I have lean animal protein, lots of fruits and vegetables, beans. I make smoothies in the morning for breakfast. I have added some great things into my diet in the last year that have helped tremendously. Flax being one of them, and different things, to have different outcomes for my health or well-being, or for my hair or skin. But yes, I eat very healthy and I cook very healthy. It's a big part of who I am. It's a big part of my family life. I love to cook for my family. I spend a lot of time shopping for fresh foods, preparing homemade meals. So that's what I do. And that last part of that question, where am I from? I am from, can you guess? New York. And I love New York. Okay, Kayla wants to know if I think natural wood brushes are really worth it and beneficial for the hair. And she uses the wet brush, and she's been told that getting a real wooden brush would be a good idea, and it is a good idea. I definitely think you should get a boar bristle brush. They are wonderful. They're excellent for massaging the scalp, for distributing oil down the hair shaft. That they give you a great shine. I love the wet brush too, and I have the wet brush, which is the wet brush, and I have the wet brush, which is the shine brush. They call it the shine brush, which has the boar bristles kind of embedded into it, and I love that brush and I use it too. But I also have another just wooden boar bristle brush that I use to brush my hair, and it is my absolute favorite. I like this kind, which kind of rolls down the hair nicely. And I think everyone should have one. I know they're a little expensive. I don't think mine was that expensive though. I think I got it in Sally's Beauty, and it was a really good deal, and it's a real nice brush. And Fran wants to know if I've ever watched ASMR videos. If you don't know what those are videos, and the answer is yes, because I'm going to tell you what they are. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and is a term used for an experience which is described as a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. Many people find it to be very relaxing and use it as a form of meditation. And I get a lot of requests for those videos too, but those are videos where people amplify the microphone of their camera, and they record very close to a certain sound they're making. So they make like little scratchy sounds, and they'll, those kinds of amplified sounds. And some of my meditation videos people like to listen to that like ASMR because they like the way my voice sounds in those videos, more soothing and calming and meditative. And Connie, hi Connie, Happy New Year. Connie asked me, how did I come up with the name You Tips For You? That's a great question, Connie. Well, when I was starting my channel, I knew I wanted to give tips. Helpful tips. I just love doing that. That's what I wanted to do, share different things with people. And I was trying to think with my son, the creative little genius, what should mommy's channel be called? And so I looked at the word YouTube. It was YouTube, and I said, oh, You Tips. Like YouTube, You Tips, that's going to be great. I want to do that. And I think I tried to do that, but I think it was taken. I don't know if it's still taken, but at the time when I was trying to sign up for my channel, it was taken. So then I started playing with other things, writing out You Tips For You, You Tips, things like that. And I came up with You Tips For, and then just the You. And that was it. It just kind of stuck. And we were both like, yeah, that's it. Okay, let's do it. It was basically going to be YouTube Tips For You, and shortened to You Tips For You. So that was a great question. So Christy Lee says, how do I keep motivated for fitness when my schedule is so busy? She has several questions here. That's the first one. That's always a challenge. I always made it a priority because it is something I absolutely love to do. It's a part of who I am. And when I was busy, with small children, with work, working late when I worked in the corporate world, I had to really make an effort to carve out time for it. Sometimes I got up at 5:30 in the morning, went running, or I went walking after work, or I went walking during lunch. But I always found a place for it because I made it a priority in my life. Just knowing that you can make a difference in the way you look and feel is motivation for me to keep doing it. How great I feel afterwards when I'm done. When I go to the gym, it's a great social place for me. I have friends there. I like to talk to people there, so that's fun. I've made it a part of my family life. I've inspired my whole family to be that way, so we meet each other there and we work out there. Sometimes just buying a new pair of sneakers or a new pair of leggings or some kind of workout outfit can really inspire you. Or, downloading a new app. My husband just bought himself one of those fitness tracker watches that he can track his heart rate and his pulse rate and keep track of everything and make spreadsheets and all that stuff. And that's a real big motivator for him. He loves that. My daughter loves to get new music and put that on, and she listens to that, and it really gets her going. I make it a part of my life. Just like you get up in the morning and brush your teeth, I make sure that I go and exercise or be active. If you make something a priority, and you may not be able to do it every day at certain times in your life, but you may be able to get there twice a week, which is what I did when my children were real small. Twice a week, then I went for walks. And I felt like, okay, I did something for me. It made me happy to just do something for me where I could pay attention to my body and to myself. And I knew I'd be a better mom if I took that time to motivate myself to go, because I would feel better. It gets rid of stress and tension. Those are so many good reasons to do it that it helps you stay motivated to do it. It helps me stay motivated because of all the benefits that I get from doing it. So it's real simple for me because I get so many benefits from doing it, including, you look good in your clothing, right? And you stay younger. Blood flow, guys, it's important. It really is. Keep that blood flowing into your skin, into your hair, It's real important. And her next question, Christy Lee, was, which of your videos is your favorite? Wow, that is such a hard question for me. What is my favorite? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I love all my videos. I really put a lot of effort into all my videos. You get a piece of my heart every time I put up a video. I probably have to say maybe my favorite video is the one that I put up for the rotator cuff shoulder surgery. And it's because, well, first of all, it took me a long time to do it. And I was working with taking care of my husband at the same time that I was putting together the information in hindsight for it. And he was cooperative. You know, it's not easy to have a patient who's recovering from a surgery and, you know, dealing with trying to do a video too for it. But I think that video has helped so many people. I can't tell you how happy it makes me when I read the feedback and the comments from people who are undergoing this surgery and undertaking this in their lives, and how much of a positive difference my video has made for them. So I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, that that's probably my favorite video. And then, you know, I did follow-up videos where I did the 4-month check-in on him, 8 months, and then 1 year. So it was kind of a series I did to help people see his progression so that they would know what to expect. Having surgery is so stressful and so fearful for people, and that just helps them, and they're just so grateful, you know, so that one. And her last question was, what tips do I have for busy moms balancing kids, work, life, social life, fitness, and me time? Yeah, that's a challenge. I mean, you know, I can't say that it's not. I had to do all those things. I still do those things with adult kids. You always feel like you need more time in the day. But I think what you have to do is, first of all, you have to carve out time for yourself every day. Whatever it is. For me, sometimes it was just putting my feet up and lying on the couch for an hour before bed once the children went to bed. Definitely exercising, which we just talked about. And in the beginning of my video, I talked to you about the work-life balance, about tweaking it as you go along, finding things and ways to make your life easier, not having your expectations set so high, and being happy maybe with just a little of something instead of so much of it. So maybe if you were used to working out an hour, maybe, you know, you have to get by with a half an hour for a while everything is kind of crazy, and you learn a way to balance. You know, don't be afraid to ask for help. I was one to do everything by myself. I chose the harder route. I did get a sitter once in a while, once or twice a week, for a few hours, so that I could go out, do some shopping, you know, take a break. When the children were small, that was real nice, and that was great because, you know, my husband couldn't always do that for me. And plus, I didn't want to always be going in different directions. We wanted to be together sometimes too. Not that, you know, he's watching the kids and I'm gone. But we did take turns, and he did do that, and it was helpful. And sometimes you have to take that break because, you know, children can wear you out and you lose your patience, and you don't want to do that. Take a calendar and try to section out some days where you're going to focus on different things and look at it over a week's time. Say, okay, in that week, I'd like to go to the gym, you know, twice. I'd like to be able to take 3 walks. I'd like to be able to go to the supermarket, and then just try to get on a schedule, because I find that having a routine is what frees up your mind from juggling so much. So if, you know, you can get into autopilot a little bit with some things, I think that's the best way to do, and cut back where you need to cut back, because, you know, you can't do everything. You're just one person, and you have to accept that. And it's not that you're a failure or that you're not doing 100%. You are. You're doing the best you can, and your kids will love you for it, and they recognize that. And that's, you know, that's the answer. And just recognize also that life is constantly changing. And because you find yourself in the middle of a soup right now, doesn't mean that you are going to be like that 6 months from now. You will adjust, and life will adjust. So I have some tips on ways for you to be able to have it all. One is to start combining things together. So spending time with your family while you're doing fitness activities together can cross over and catch you to have time with family as well as getting in shape. Things like swimming together, jogging together, playing basketball, playing soccer outside with the kids. Those are all ways for you to stay active but still have family time. Also, spending time with your friends while exercising, meeting them at the gym, going walking together. Some of my favorite things to do is meet some of my friends and go walking, and we talk and we catch up and we're exercising while we're doing it. I absolutely love that. Another thing you can do is to invite your friends and their children over for dinner. And then you can enjoy time with your family, time with your friends, everyone's together. It takes the pressure off of you for getting a sitter and getting out. I think it's a great way to stay social while your children are younger. And then my last tip is to stay in motion until you get your things done. I have endless energy. I think a lot of it is because I have the stamina. I do a lot of exercise, which allows me to be able to push myself without getting exhausted quickly. But what I find is the moment I sit down to relax, it's very hard for me to go get up again and do things. So I will just continually do things until I get everything done. I've always been like that. I've always had a lot of energy, and I've always exercised, so I think that has a lot to do with it. I also don't watch a lot of television, so I'm very productive with my time, and I reserve watching television for my relaxation time, unless I'm doing things, say, in the kitchen and I have the TV going while I'm working. Okay, so my next question is from Suzanne, and she wants to know, do I have pets? No, sadly, I don't have pets. I have allergies. So when I was growing up, I had lots and lots of cats, and I had a dog, but my sister was allergic, I was allergic, and so we had to keep them outside. And while that was okay, you know, my dad built like a little shed for them, and then we'd bring them into the garage or whatever in cold weather. I never could do that here. We have a lot of woods, and that means a lot of different kinds of animals, coyotes, you know, raccoons and skunks, and a lot of animals go missing. So I could never do the outdoor thing, and I couldn't have them inside because of my allergies, so I couldn't do that. And her next question was, what is important in my life? I will say number one important is my love for my family is my family. I just love them to pieces. Enjoying every single day and being as close to nature as I possibly can, because that's where I'm the happiest. That's where I love to be, so getting outdoors, being in touch with nature, and that's important to me, and being healthy is very important to me, and being natural is very important to me, and trying to find ways to maintain that so that I don't have to turn to you know, medicines or things like that, so unless absolutely necessary. So I try to maintain my mindful well-being, my body's well-being, and I try to stay in touch with nature. Those are just real important things to me. And also, I love helping people, so I want to continue to do that. I do that in my personal life with, you know, the life coaching that I do, and I do that, you know, through YouTube and Facebook as well. When you help others, you really help yourself too. And, you know, it's like, it's a process where there's always feedback coming to you that is positive and rejuvenating and renewing, and it's what makes us all happy and healthy. There's nothing like the feeling of giving. And so I want to continue to help people through YouTube and in my personal life by sharing, you know, tips and things that I know and read, and the life experience that I have that comes with age, that comes with raising a family, that comes with, you know, education in my profession. I try to give the gift of myself, you know, whenever I can by sharing the things that I'm passionate about and that really mean something to me, and hoping that I spark the interest in someone else and that I make a connection with someone else that way too. So, you know, we've all got to spread the love, and I think YouTube is a wonderful place to spread that because you can reach so many people, and everybody has so much to share. I've learned a lot just reading comments. People share so much great stuff with me, so it's been great. Okay, let's see if we have others. And actually, Suzanne had one last question in hers that said, what are some of your goals? Well, I just touched on some of them about continuing to help people you know, through my YouTube channel and my social media, and sharing different things that are helpful. Watching out for you guys it's important to me. So I want to continue to do that. I want to continue to grow my channel. And, you know, YouTube is so big now, and there is a lot of restriction on circulating of videos and everything else. It's being done by artificial intelligence and algorithms, and who knows, it's such a complicated way that they distribute videos. So you guys can help me out by, you know, sharing my videos and continuing to generate good conversation about my topics and things. And another goal would be I want to continue to help my family grow along with me, to reach their full potential, be the best that they can be. I'm very proud of them. My daughter has a great job. She's an accountant as well. My son is in finance, and he loves his job. They were great students, real smart kids, excellent grades. I couldn't have asked for anything more. So my goal is to continue to be the best mom that I'm able, and to be there as they get older and need me in different ways. So I also have goals for my home. I have projects that I need done, and that's, you know, going on like a more granular level now. I want new carpeting, and I have painting to do, and cleaning out to do, and closets to clean out in the attic and all that. So you may be laughing right now, but like, I have a to-do list that is long, and it's so hard to get to everything. So I try to do a little something every day to get me towards my goal, and I'm trying to break it down into just small areas so that I can tackle one thing at a time. Otherwise you become just too overwhelmed, just like that last question that I answered. You know, so I don't know, I guess when my kids got older, I really thought, wow, I'm going to have all this time. But no, because, you know, you fill that time as time goes by. So what you thought was once going to be all this time for, you know, sitting around and having me time to do whatever you wanted, you know, you find projects and challenges and interests and work, and that will take up your time, and you can go as far with that as you want. And the thing about working in, you know, for yourself, like I do at home, is that you work more. You know, you can work all hours of the night and day. So trying to get on a normal sleep schedule is, you know, to maintain that is important, because I tend to get creative at night, and I like to write at night and read at night and work on video ideas and things like that. And you know, then your mind is really thinking too much, and you really need to just shut down earlier and just kind of zen a bit and try to focus on getting rest. That wraps up our Q&A. Well, it's our A part, and I hope you really enjoyed it. You know, let me know if you did, and I wish you all the best, from my heart to yours, for the best year ever. Alrighty, and if you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe, because I have a lot more to come, lots of great topics in the new year. And please visit me at my blog spot, where I do a lot of writing, and I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so we can stay connected there as well. Don't forget to share my video, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Okay, thanks so much for viewing. Bye-bye now. Please check out my other videos.